As an 18-year-old freshly, I was really excited to participate in this election, especially since it's a presidential election.
Right now on Up with KREM, we hear from a WSU student who hopes her first voting experience doesn't happen to anyone else.
Again, more fog possible this morning as we look ahead at a rainy Halloween tomorrow.
It's a rare event that when we do this.
A flash flood watch after a crane tipped over and hit the Post Falls Dam. Why the Weather Service issued the alert.
Up with KREM begins now.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is 6 a.m. here on your Wednesday morning. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Channing Curtis.
And I'm Tim Pham. Well, if you are in the Spokane or Airway Heights area, especially in downtown Spokane, you're going to notice some fog as you head out the door this morning. Not the case for everyone around the inland northwest. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick here to break it all down for us. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Good morning, Channing. And good morning to everybody that is waking up to maybe some foggy conditions. But I've been monitoring all the cameras across the inland northwest, and it really just stands out as downtown Spokane and Airway Heights specifically that are getting the worst of the fog. We are also getting it here at our South Hill studio, so it's really just these two cities that are getting the worst of any kind of fog this morning, but it's also cold at 30 degrees, so fog and frosty conditions, if you will. 30 degrees, a common temperature reading between here, Coeur d'Alene, and Deer Park, so just take it easy if you are getting underway, especially if you are heading out towards the airport, because that is where the fog is at its worst right now.
And as you wake up and head out the door this morning, we're taking a live look at some of those cameras. Here's a look at I-90 and Hamilton, if you could even tell where this is. So right now you can see the headlights and taillights on the interstate, but not much else because it is that foggy out right now. Again, further west, it is even more dense, so you're going to want to keep a close eye on this. We'll keep a close eye on it for you as well. Keep your headlights on the low beams and make sure you give yourself and the vehicle in front of you plenty of space. On Up with KREM, we bring you weather and traffic together every 30 minutes.
Here at KREM 2, we're committed to bringing you more to every story during this election season.
It's why we're bringing you 2 hours of election coverage tonight you can't get anywhere else. Join us starting at 6 p.m. for the KREM 2 News Elections Guide Special. It's hosted by our Mark Hanrahan and Whitney Ward. In this special, we'll take a deep dive into what's on your ballot, including the candidates' initiatives and measures.
Then right after that special, stay with Mark and Whitney as they moderate the 5th District Congressional Debate. Carmela Conroy and Michael Baumgartner will answer questions impacting voters in Eastern Washington. Our hour-long commercial-free debate starts at 7 p.m. Now, both of these election coverage specials can be seen on KREM 2, KSKN 22, and the KREM 2 Plus app. You can download the KREM 2 Plus app for free right now on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Well, overnight, the Whitman County auditor reported that they are missing ballots.
All of the county's ballots were processed out of the post office's main plant here in Spokane earlier this month. Some of those ballots never made it to registered voters. USPS is now working to track them down. If you have not yet received a ballot, Whitman County is asking you to call the number on the bottom of your screen and they'll get you a new one. And this morning, elections officials in Clark County are still trying to preserve damaged ballots that were set on fire.
Earlier this week, 475 ballots were damaged after someone set fire to a drop box in the Vancouver area. Now, the New York Times reported yesterday that investigators found pro-Palestinian messages on the devices used to burn the boxes. But the newspaper also said investigators are still trying to determine if the suspect was actually a pro-Palestinian activist or someone trying to misdirect police. Many of the voters whose ballots burned filled out replacement ballots in person. Clark County has since replaced the burned ballot box and has hired contract workers to watch all 22 drop locations through Election Day.
New this morning, we are hearing from a Washington State University student who says her ballot was burned in one of those fires.
Our CBS station in Portland spoke with a teen who says she's undeterred.
Yeah, as an 18-year-old freshly, I was really excited to participate in this election, especially since it's a presidential election.
Maggie Lind is a student at Washington State University and a Camas, Washington native. She recently filled out her first ballot while at school, then made the trek home to drop it off in Vancouver.
Oh, I thought I really lucked out.
But her first voting experience took a turn Monday morning.
And all of a sudden, the family group chat is blowing up talking about the ballot box burning. And he goes, "Sorry, Maggie, I think that was your ballot."
Maggie says her ballot was among the ones burned at 3 voting drop boxes in Vancouver and Portland.
Has something like this ever happened before?
No, this is unprecedented.
Clark County Auditor Greg Kimsey says his office is busy getting new ballots into the hands of the voters affected by the arsons. On top of that, his team at the Elections Office and the Clark County Sheriff's Office will ramp up security at ballot drop sites across the city.
We'll have one person in each ballot box 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, simply to observe what's going on. If they observe something suspicious, they'll be instructed to call 911. They're not there to interact with citizens or to be confrontational in any way whatsoever.
For voters like Maggie, she says she won't let burned ballots stop her from using her voice in this election.
It's really easy to get stuck in that mindset of, oh, one vote won't change anything. But obviously, if everyone thought that way, there wouldn't be voting at all. So just try not to think like that. Don't let other people control your vote.
Now, ahead of Election Day, both presidential candidates are trying to gain support from last-minute voters.
Today, Vice President Kamala Harris is in the battleground states of Wisconsin and North Carolina. Last night, she delivered what her campaign called her closing argument in front of tens of thousands of supporters near the White House. It's the same spot where former President Donald Trump rallied his supporters on January 6, 2021, before a group attacked the U.S. Capitol building. The Harris campaign says it picked the location to highlight the contrast between the candidates.
Meanwhile, Trump will hit the same states today as he continues to try and distance himself from comments made by a comedian at his rally on Sunday. Yesterday, he called the event a love fest and later stated that he loves the Latino community. Now, for more information on the general election, you can text the word elections to our number 509-448-2000. We'll send you a link right to your phone with all the election information you need to know.
At 6:07, as we take another look at these foggy conditions, the latest observation out at the airport actually improved from 1/8 of a mile visibility now to 1/2 mile visibility. So that's certainly a good sign, but still have foggy conditions across the western half of Spokane County as it stands right now. We'll be monitoring that all morning long. But for tomorrow, it's about the rainfall. In fact, that rain has just made it to the Washington coast. It's still going to take about 24 hours before it arrives in the Spokane area, which means rain is likely on Halloween, but for the trick-or-treat hours, it should be a little bit better. I'm going to leave a small chance of rain still in the forecast, but it's nothing heavy. It's probably just a mist, drizzle, or sprinkle at most for the trick-or-treaters tomorrow night.
Given this time of the year, there's not much water in the rivers right now, but still any sudden release of water could be hazardous.
A crane failure at the Post Falls Dam. In the next 5 minutes on Up with KREM, more to the story on why officials issued a flash flood watch for the region.